What if I told you that all the characters you've grown to love over the years were doomed to repeat everything in an endless, inescapable loop? Well, you'd probably think I'm crazy. And while I won't deny that, I've got some evidence that may make you think otherwise. At the end of Mother 3, spoiler warning, Lucas and his friends pull the final needle and pretty much save the world. Or did they? Let's listen to this quote from Ionia, one of the Magypsies in Mother 3. It was our Magypsy ancestors who sealed away the Dark Dragon. Magypsies have guarded the 7 needles for many generations since, but the needles will be pulled when the time comes. And that time is now. The heart of the person who pulls the needles will be passed on to the Dark Dragon. And then something big will happen. Something big enough to recreate the entire world. Obviously, she's putting into scale the magnitude of the power that the Dark Dragon possesses. But let's go a little bit deeper, shall we? One word in particular that catches my attention. Recreate. When you recreate or reproduce something, you create something very similar to the original. Almost a carbon copy of the original. So, what if at the end of Mother 3, that recreated world is the world of EarthBound beginnings? What if pulling that final needle ends up making history repeat itself all over again? All the pain, the suffering, and evil reborn. This alone throws everything off balance. But there's one person in particular that I'd like to focus on, and that person is Porky. Porky's always been portrayed as the bad guy in these games, 2 of the 3 anyway, but what if Porky is actually the good guy here? Now the things he's done say otherwise, of course, but I'm starting to see him as a necessary evil, doing the things he does to actually stop the evil from corrupting the world again. Let's look at Mother 3 for a moment here. Once the concept of the 7 needles are introduced, Porky makes it his mission to prevent Lucas from pulling them. He knows that if Lucas were to pull the needles, the cycle would continue. But he's faced with a problem. Someone who pulls the needles with a good heart recreates the cycle anew, and someone with an evil heart, like his own, would plummet the world into darkness. So he takes the only option he can, and that is to create a being with no heart. On the surface, what Porky did here was cruel, and that itself is the understatement of the year. But as much as it hurts me to say this, I believe it was necessary. It's explained in the story that if a being with no heart pulls the 7 needles, the world would cease to exist. A truly terrifying outcome, and one the good guys would obviously be trying to prevent from happening. But what if it needs to happen? No matter what they do, no matter what anybody does, evil would always return. Whether it be Porky or Gygus, there's no real way to end it, unless it all ceased to exist. What if Porky's master plan wasn't to enslave and conquer, but to save the people from a much horrible fate? A retelling of the same story. It's kinda off-putting when you think about it that way. But that's only half of the picture. What about the good guys? Are they to blame for this? Do they truly know what hell they're putting humanity through? The answer is no. Honestly, I don't think anybody besides Porky knows what's truly going on here. I mean, how could they, if they've been living the same lives for God knows how long? How does this explain Porky? Well, I think I've got an answer for that one too. It's no secret that Porky's done a lot of time travel. During Mother 3, his age isn't really confirmed, but his age is thought to be around 1,000 to 10,000 years old. Man, that's one old-ass kid. But at the end of EarthBound, the guy's only 13. And that's a pretty huge time gap there. But that begs the question, what was he doing all this time? The most obvious answer would be building up his massive pigmasked army to take over the world. But I believe that he was actually returning from a future where Lucas pulled the needles and the world was reset again. You know, hear me out here. I think that Porky has spent all this time trying to prevent Lucas from repeating the cycle over again. With his ability of time travel, he probably found out about the outcome of Lucas's quest and wanted to put a stop to the never-ending hell they live in. So he created the Pigmask Army, the Chimera Program, and New Pork City as a way to finally stop Lucas from sealing the fate of the world for another 1,000+ years. It's honestly crazy to think about. You, the player, are responsible for making these people repeat the same hardships and pain that they've been experiencing for an uncountable number of years. Every time you press that start button, every time you control Lucas, every time you beat Porky, the cycle begins again. Shigesato Itoi wanted to create a world that had real-life issues in it. And man, did he bring that vision to life. Not everything is as black and white as they seem. And it's up to us to make the right choices for the betterment of ourselves and the world we live in. Sometimes it's hard to make that choice. Sometimes it's not the most popular, but you have to step up and do what's right, no matter what the case or what the price. Hey there everybody! I hope you all enjoyed this new EarthBound theory video. I had a blast writing and making this one, and I hope you all enjoyed it just as much as I had fun making it. And of course, with all these theory videos, this is all just in good fun, so don't take anything I said here too seriously. If you enjoyed, please consider sticking around for a while. And if you'd be so kind, please share this video with one of your friends, or more. I truly and deeply appreciate it. Anyways, my name's BeeSquared, have a fantastic night, and as always, keep on keeping on.